Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad Rasyidi. I'm from Cross Cultural Understanding A2. In this video, I'm going to explain about everyday English manner. So the first one is walking in public. If you're in the UK or Japan or some country where driving on the left would be the norm, walk on the right. This helps you avoid the awkward things you do with strangers when you cross paths, which can be really irritating if it's very crowded. Keep this in mind in urban areas that have should to shoulder traffic at times. Also, do not stop in moving traffic. Again, think of it like driving, pull over to the side. Additionally, do not ever stop at the top of stairs, especially in front of the metro. When it's very crowded, do not push. The person in front of you may have nowhere to go. Next is queuing. In the UK, wherever there is a mass of people, you will find an orderly queue. British etiquette dictates that when you arrive, you join the back of the queue so that each person receives the service in the order that they arrive. We wait our turns in queues. The notion of an orderly queue relies on everyone in the queue arguing that this is fair. It is it is seen as unfair if someone doesn't join the queue and pushes in. Next is handshake. Good firm handshake is a common way to greet someone in a business or social situation. People might make assumption about you based on your handshake, so it's important to get it right. For example, if you offer a limp handshake, it can give people the impression that you are disinterested and or not confident. To give a good handshake, firmly grasp the other person's hand, get the pressure right. Do not crush the other person's hand, but equally do not over a limp hand. Check that your palms are not sweaty. Pat lightly and discreetly on your clothing before shaking someone's hand if needed. Keep it brief. Shake the hand just 2 or 3 times before letting go. Accompany the handshake with direct eye contact and a smile. Next is being demonstrative. Britain is a particularly tactical country. Because of this, some cultures perceive British people as being completely unemotional, whilst others perceive us as having a stiff upper lip. This refers to the fact that British people do have emotions. They are just very good at hiding them. When a person upper lip begins to tremble, it is one of the first signs that the person has experienced deep emotion. The stiff upper lip is an idiom to our ability to conceal our emotions and keep a straight face. Whilst you may be hugged and kissed 2 or 3 times by a total stranger in some European countries, it is unlikely that you would receive the same reception in the UK. Social kissing is become popular in Britain, but it is by no means an accepted norm. For example, it is rare for men to kiss in the UK. This is usually a gesture reserved for women. Kissing is not appropriate in many professional situations. If you are unsure, stick to a handshake. Next is minding your PS and minding your QS. Minding your PS is please, and minding your QS is thank you. So many people from outside the UK find it strange that UK people say please and thank you as much as they do. It is considered polite, well mannered, and is a regularity of British speech. What may surprise you is when they are in a shop, restaurant, or anywhere they are receiving customer service, they say thank you to the person serving us. Example, when they give you change at the bill or come to give you your food and drinks, in Britain, every social transaction is eased by reiteration of these phrases from both parties. Next is apologizing. In the UK, people have the tendency to over apologize. For example, if you tell someone about something unfortunate which has happened to you, it's quite likely that they will apologize. Example, I'm so sorry to hear that you have been unwell. British people cannot resist the urge to apologize. For example, if someone accidentally bumps into you, it would be common for you to apologize and say "I'm sorry," as though you are sorry for being in their way. If you have reserved a seat on a train but somebody is sat in it, it would be common to say "I'm sorry, but you appear to be sat in my seat." Uh, if somebody spills your coffee again, it's quite normal for the victim to apologize. Of course, the person to blame would apologize as well. But apologizing as the victim is very English things to do. In the UK, we like receiving warm, heartfelt apologies as well as giving them. If you have done something to upset or offend someone, it is important to offer them a genuine apology. A half-hearted apology will not go down well. If you are offered an apology, it is considered a good grace to acknowledge and accept it. In some cases, you may still be a little upset over the incident, but by not accepting the apology, the situation will be escalated. A typical way of accepting an apology is by saying, "It's okay, don't worry about it," or "For more serious incident, I forgive you." Discussing money. Unlike in most countries, discussing how much you earn or how much something costs, anything from the cost of the clothes up to the price of a house, has traditionally been a strictly taboo subject, according to British etiquette. Sometimes British people find it embarrassing to discuss money, and it can be seen as rude. However, things are changing and British people are more open to discussing things such as house prices or how much their holiday cost. But usually this is if the item they have bought is perceived as a bargain. For example, if they bought their house below market value because the seller wanted a quick sale or got a really good deal on their holiday package. Next is talking about weather. In Britain, they love to talk about the weather. Perhaps it's due to unpredictability of the weather in the UK and their inability to prepare for extreme weather conditions. For example, the UK grinds to a halt if there is more than a few inches of snowfall. Talking about the weather serves as an icebreaker when a British person meets a strangers. A safe subject of discussion is the weather. The function of the conversation is to initiate contact between two individuals, and the conversation will usually take a diversion once a shared common ground is discovered. But the weather in the UK provides us with a variety of topics as a starting point. Next is small talk. In Britain, you shouldn't speak unless you are first spoken to. Absolutely do not touch. That means no handshake unless a hand is given to you first and addressed to the person by saying your majesty or ma'am. In other words, small talk with the Queen of England is difficult. Maybe you won't be chatting with the Queen of England, but there are some differences between American and British small talk. Although with globalization, these differences are becoming less and less of a problem. Making small talk with Americans, there are some of the easiest people to chat to in the world because in general, Americans are always very friendly. Will strike up a conversation almost immediately and do most of the chatting before you. In Britain, the art of small talk is a little different. In the beginning, people will tend to come across more reserved and less friendly, but don't worry, they warm up fast. Next is tipping. Sometimes even the Britain people find it difficult to know how much to tip a server in cafes and restaurants. Uh, in restaurants, if anything at all. Following a meal, begin by checking the bill. If it reads service not included, this means you can leave a tip for the person that served you and the amount is at your discretion. If the service was good, it is customary to add an extra 10% on top of the bill total. Many British people tip taxi drivers and hairdressers too, but the exact amount is the customer's preference. Next is bathroom manner. In the UK, there are many words which refer to the toilet. Loo, bathroom, and the restroom are some of the most commonly used one. Another word you may hear is lavatory, but this is quite an old-fashioned word. If you are in a public place, you may notice ladies and gents or male and female on the door to distinguish between toilets, which are reserved for females uh, and those reserved for males. There are very few communal sex toilets in the UK. If you need to use the toilet when you are in the company, politely excuse yourself or slip away quietly. Remember, you must always flush the toilet and leave it clean. You may find using the toilet in the UK is a different experience from doing so at home. Last is table manners. Manners at the dining table are very important in Britain. It is quite likely that you will find British table manners strange when you first arrive in the UK, and it will take you a while to get used to them. Here are some pointers to help you. Unless your host instructs you to start eating immediately, wait until everyone has been served their food until you start eating. If you are dining in a group on the food is shared, put others' needs before your own. Offer to serve food to your neighbors first, and do not take too much. Leave enough for others, and do not take more than you can eat. If you are right-handed, your knife should be held in your right hand, and your fork should be held in your left hand. If you're left-handed, it is becoming more acceptable to hold your knife and fork in other way around. Cutlery should be rested on the sides of the plate between mouthfuls and together in the center when you are finished. Never talk whilst there is food in your mouth. Do not eat noisily, eat slowly, do not pass gas or wind at the dining table. And last is if you're staying at a homestay, you should wait until everyone has finished or you are told to leave the table. If you are really need to leave, you can ask to leave the table. That is everyday English manner that I can explain in this video. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.